Hey YouTube, Mitchell 30 again. Doing a follow-up video to the Mosin nagant PU sniper reproduction that I made or built. If you haven't watched my first video, I'll talk about a little bit what I did to this rifle. I bought it as a typical Mosin nagant 9130. This one was made in 1938, I believe, in the Tula factory. And it's a round receiver, not a hex receiver or anything like that. And I really liked the rifle a lot. And I was like, I really want to get a PU sniper just for the fun of it. And I did some searching around online and, looking at different prices. And these guys are over $1,000+ today to get an original PU sniper. So I was like, the heck with it. I'm going to build my own because this gun shot fairly well. I mean, it's got a dark bore, it's been counterbored, all that stuff, but it shot good enough. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make a reproduction out of it. So I did. The stock on it, this is the original stock. Everything on this gun's original except for the scope, obviously. The sling is a reproduction. And the bent down bolt handle, that's something I'll talk about here in a minute. But everything else is matching numbers. So, like I said, the stock when I got it... typical Mosin 9130 stock. It was shellacked, kind of an ugly stock. So in order to put one of these scopes on, I'll flip the rifle around and show you how to do it. I'm not going to take the whole thing off and show you, but basically you do have to drill and tap the side of the receiver, and you also have to cut out a relief for this mount to sit inside of the stock. As you can see there's that cut, because this wouldn't fit into the stock if you didn't cut that out. But anyways, you gotta, like I said, drill 2 holes, tap them, and then mount the mounting plate on, and then you can put your actual scope mount and scope on. And then the scope is adjusted for gross elevation and windage right here. So here's your gross elevation screws, and then this big screw right here, if you undo that, there's some tabs on the back side of this mount, and you have to file those tabs down to get your gross windage set. And once you do that, you're pretty set. You just lock the thing down, and it works well. But anyways, back to the stock. Like I said, it was shellacked, so I didn't really like that look. Went ahead and stripped all the old finish off of it, and then I just used what I use on a lot of my other rifles, my vintage rifles. I used the oh shoot, what is it called? It is it's basically alcohol dye. I use brown and red and just kind of put those on there, let it dry, and then I just put some tung oil over the top. Not a shiny tung oil, just pure old tung oil. That way you can seal up the wood. And it turned out well. I like the way it looks. It looks more original to me. But the scope I have here and the mount is from Texas Precision Optics. It comes with the leather caps and everything you need to put the scope on. It even comes with a drill and a tap. And I went ahead and bought a better drill bit, and I used a drill press, and drilled out those 2 holes and tapped them with the die or the tap, and threaded those new screws in. This handle right here I got from eBay. It's not an original, but it's a bent down bolt. It came with the whole actual bolt piece. I still have my original straight bolt. For you guys that don't know, on a PU sniper you can't use a straight bolt or it'll hit the scope when you lift it up. So you have to have a bent bolt. And this one looks somewhat like an original. Yeah, it works just fine for me. I haven't had any issues with it. Accuracy out of these guys, we'll talk a little bit about that. I know there's some videos online that say they're getting 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch groups with these guys, especially with the ones that aren't a real PU sniper, and I totally believe that. I took this guy out to the range today and shot some factory Winchester 7.62 by 54R ammunition out of it, and I produced a good group with it. Shot 5-shot group. I'll pull the target out and show it to you. So there it is, just a little bit over 2 inches, 2 1/4 inch. And I really wasn't taking my time with that. I was just shooting prone on a sandbag, just kind of plinking some rounds. These rounds are from a different firearm I have, so don't worry about those. But this 5-shot group is from this rifle with Winchester ammunition, and then I adjusted the scope over, and I was hitting right in the center. So works well for me. Really enjoy it. Kind of a cool rifle. A lot of people call them the garbage rod. Not 100% sure why. Well, I am kind of. You know, they produce millions and millions of these things as fast as they could for war efforts, and you know, they're definitely not a Springfield 1903A4 or a Springfield 1903A3 or a Springfield 1903 or a Mauser German K98. They're not nearly as fine-tuned as those guns. However, they're a blast to shoot. They're a lot cheaper. I bought this rifle for $99 years ago, and they've gone up in price to 9137. Now they're around 250 and up for 9130. But you know, for 250 bucks, if you went out and bought one of these, to me, it's still worth it. You can use it for fun plinking, for hunting. Shoots a pretty hefty round. The 7.62 x 54R is a pretty big round. You know, it's a high power rifle cartridge. And it's fun to shoot, man. It's a lot of fun to shoot. The one thing I don't really like about the PU scope and PU sniper setup like this is your comb, your cheek weld when you're shooting. You really do have to lift your head a little bit to get a good sight picture through that scope, because it sits high enough to where you can still use your iron sights. But other than that, it's fun. Pretty cool, you know, the silly sight stuff type gun. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave me your opinions and thoughts. If you have one of these, tell me how's yours shoots, and yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Take care.